Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jess. I call myself Mr. Deep. So today we are going to talk about some common senses about living in China in 21st century. First of all, I want to let you guys know that I was born in China. I lived in China over almost 25 years there, and I was be educated. Like communism is the best, democracy is cracked now. In the whole world, everywhere the government has corruptions, and none of the clothes are white, they all black. So some things like some stuff like this. So first of all, I have to apologize that I don't speak perfectly English, but I know you guys can understand that if you are in China and you're speaking the third or fourth language like Mandarin in China, as a Chinese person, I think I can totally understand even if you put like wrong words or like wrong grammar. I think most of the Chinese will understand you, because it's the same thing. I mean, just change the position, we can understand each other easily. But if someone cannot understand me, I hope you can leave your comment under this video, and let me know. I can explain to you with my writings, because Chinese people in China, we will be educated very good in writing and spelling, but not that good on pronouncing, just like some other Asian countries. Even the teachers, they have heavy accent. So today my topic, I just said already, so I have to repeat again. So it's about the common senses in China, and I think the Westerners or foreigners are supposed to know. And because of in the past like few years I live in America, and I saw and I met so many people, or either my clients or my friends or friends, I realized that lots of Americans or even foreigners, or we call foreigners or Westerners, they have no idea about what's a real communism it is, and what's a real situation nowadays in China. People, or what kind of way they're living there in China, and why so many rich Asians or high educated Asian people would love to move to Canada, United States, or Australia, or why they don't want to stay in the country, which we can see is they have the number 2 GDP in the whole world, and just next to the United States. Why their people still want to move to the United States rather than stay in their own country if it's that good as those Americans can see from social media, or like CNN, ABC, or whatever. Here, medias, they are talking about how great the Chinese system it is, how great the Chinese Communist Party is, and how much stuff they can do for the people, and how happy the people are living there. So that's type of reasons I have to tell you guys ahead of my other stuff. I want to let you guys know. So first, I think this is the first very important thing you guys have to know, is if a foreigner or American citizen or any, like, let's say foreigner, I mean, except Chinese people who has no Chinese nationality, let's say foreigner. Any foreigner wants to visit China, they have to apply a visa, either a tourism visa or working visa. That's a tourism visa. All the tourists, if you get a Chinese tourism visa, there are several places you still cannot go freely, or you have to go through another kind of application. Let's say if you already had a Chinese tourism visa, you cannot visit Tibet without another permit. And if you want to get that permit, the Chinese government has to start lots of investigations on you. They want you to file lots of informations, and it's very complicated. You guys can have a try. And another thing, I think you guys heard about Hong Kong back to China from Britain, and Hong Kong supposedly to be part of China. And if you want to go to Hong Kong, lots of countries, citizens, they go to Hong Kong, they don't need any visa. But Chinese people, like me, I'm still a Chinese citizen. If I want to visit Hong Kong, I have to apply another kind of visa, like they call it, it's kind of a permit card or something. Almost the same complicated as me to get a European visa or American visa. So that's the first thing. I think lots of foreigners, they don't know about China. Also, second thing is, as you guys saw, the Chinese economy is so high, is rising so fast, keeping raising so fast. But most of the, even Chinese government is joined to the WTO by American president called Bill Clinton, but China still didn't open most of the market or areas to those Western countries. Even they're in the same organization, which called a Worldwide Trading Organization. They say in China, you cannot see any American banks. You cannot see any American gas station. You cannot see T-Mobile, Sprint, or whatever this type of communication companies in China. No. And schools, hospitals. If you want to invest a hospital in China, you have to work with the Chinese local government or Chinese like a local company. And let's say example like a GMC or Toyota or Honda or like a European vehicle companies like a Chevron. They go to Chevron or Chevron. I don't know how to say that. You guys can correct me afterwards. So those companies, they have a kind of we call a son company in China or branch in China. But the first step, they have to combine with a Chinese Communism Party controlled or owned company. Let's say Shanghai Vehicle Company united with GMC. Then you can see in China the GMC is the Buick, the Chevy in China. They have another name in front of Chevy or in front of Ford. Shanghai GMC. That called Shanghai GMC. The Shanghai Vehicle Company owned the United Company always 51%, which means they have to be in charge of the whole company. And who is this Shanghai Vehicle Company? If you keep searching, that's CCP owned company. They have Communism Party membership in the whole company, and the leader of the Communism Party membership or whatever in this company is the high leader, who is the one who controls the whole company. And let's say another example, Toyota. Toyota cooperate with China. They probably called China number one vehicle. And so then the Chinese Toyota called China number one Toyota vehicle company. So that's the Chinese Toyota. You can see still the Chinese number one vehicle company owned like over 51% of the United company, and Toyota has to listen to this company to do the marketing and to make decisions, set policies, all those things. So, how do you think about Trump is talking about, the Chinese government or the Communist Party or Chinese companies are stealing our technology and stealing our blah blah, all those things? Because if you want to do business as a foreigner or foreign companies or foreign individual companies, you have to cooperate with the Chinese government-owned company, which, like I said, CCP-owned company. Then you can get into the market. But you're turning to be like a puppy. What do they say? That were puppy. You're not you don't have that much right. And once this Shanghai vehicle company developed some started doing development on the vehicles for Chinese people, and they also provide they also produce another local vehicle, and if you see the shells, almost the same as Volkswagen or almost the same as Ford or Chevy. Because of why? Because of what? Because they only can copy that. They don't know how to build their own engine or motor, but they can copy the same shape of another companies, especially foreigners company. So that's the second thing. In China, vehicle company, gas station, bank, hospitals, schools, and even some shopping malls are controlled by China Communist Party, we call CCP, or they're totally owned by CCP. The same thing is all of those places, companies or utility services or like public services, they have a Communist Party branch, or like I said, Communist Party membership in the company. So how a foreign individual company can compete with a CCP-owned or controlled company? It's very tough. Because what? Because in China, that's a third thing. That's a third thing I have to say. The third common sense. In China, none of the factories or like the companies, the workers in those companies or factories, they can create a union by themselves. There's a guy called Li Wangyang, who is a guy who started to create the union by with the workers in a factory from Hunan province. He just got in the prison for like over 20 or 25 years. You guys can research online. And a few years ago, he just rumors say that he got murdered by CCP. But I don't know. I have no proof. I have no evidence. I have no idea. But lots of Chinese scholars or lawyers, they're suspicious that he would be murdered. His name is Li Wangyang. So that's the third thing. In China, none of the employees or workers can create a union by themselves. None of those unions, they may have one union, but it's a fake union controlled by a CCP member or created by CCP in a company. It's a fake one. They may have, but it's fake. If you try to create a union in your with the workers or with your coworker in China is super dangerous. That's a third thing. The fourth thing is, in China, even you're a foreigner, let's say you're an American citizen. If you want to marry to a Chinese citizen, or if you have a marriage in China, before you want to have a baby, you have to apply a birth permit. Even nowadays, still. I bet you guys saw that, Chinese just opened the policy that, or released the policy that Chinese couples can have a second children, but in the past like 30 or 35, or in the past like 80s, or back to the days like 10 years ago, no couple can be legally have the second child. Because of what? Because the Communist Party said, the CCP said, we have so many people, we have the largest population in the world. We don't have so many resources to feed them. But that's kind of a lie. I can tell you guys or explain to you guys for the fifth common sense. I'm going to explain to you. So repeat again. Even you're American citizen or foreigners, you're holding another country's nationalities. If you want to have a baby, if you have a marriage in China, your wife or your husband are Chinese and you're living in China, you want to have a baby, which means before you have sex, try to make a baby, you have to apply a birth permit. Again, you always have to apply a birth permit. If you cannot get it, if for some reason they say CCP said you're a spy from Canada or from America, United States, now you're in China, so they may not giving you a birth permit. Or if you're creating an independent union in your company, which united or which combined with a Chinese Communist Party owned or CCP owned controlled the company, they would say you have a black spot in your background. So because you're trying to, against our law, you are trying to create a union, independent union in a company which is running in Chinese land, on Chinese land. So if all those things put together, if you're lucky, you are working for a company, let's say Shanghai GMC company, and you are trying to talk to your boss, say that, you know what, all of my coworkers doesn't like this, that, we want something be raised, and they can call the Chinese cop to put you into the jail for maybe 2 weeks, kick you out of the country. Or if you want to still, if you already had a wife or husband there, you're trying to get a baby, they will never give you a birth permit. That's as I heard and as I saw in the past. Okay. Because of the time limit, so I cannot explain too much for this. But think about, what if you're in that kind of situation in China? Okay, so what's the fifth? The fifth common sense is, in China, none of the Chinese people really see a voting ticket to vote for their own leader, let's say from their town or from their city or from their province, like American state. None of them see any ticket. If they see a ticket, the ticket already be marked. Who is the backup you can choose? Who you only can pick up. And you never meet that guy. And those guys never do a speech, never do a campaign to say, oh, what I can do for you guys. And most of them are even not from the same town you're living or the same city you're living. We call it they're like jump into your city from another city or from another province, be pointed by CCP from Beijing government or another higher government who pointed them. But basically all the power be controlled by the CCP in Beijing. So that's a fifth. Oh, I forgot the other fifth. What's the other fifth I was mentioning? So they're talking. Now, give me 1 second. Let me think about what I was talking about. The other fifth, common sense. Okay. Anyway, let's finish about this today. It's only 5 today, but I will keep updating in the future because I don't want to post a video that like over 15 or 20 minutes. That will be very annoying because I understand nowadays not that many people capable or are very interested in watching something like took their like 20 minutes or half an hour. It's like all bullshit for some people, but I understand because everyone is busy, everyone don't want to be brainwashed. But all I said just now, I wish you guys can have a try and see whether what I was saying are right or as a fact, or you can also ask some of your friends around you who may immigrated from China to your own country, and ask them about just those five common senses I was talking. But anyway, today it's this is enough, and hope to talk to you guys more. And I wish if you guys have your own ideas, you have your own questions, just leave your stuff under this video, and I wish I can talk to you guys more. And have a good weekend anyway. Bye.